Psalms, Brother Kadash, giving all praises to Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shah. I hope you guys can hear me. I got a lot of noise. I'm on the highway right now. But this is just more on GOZ, Gates of Zion, right? So one of their doctrines, and one of the questions that they like to ask is, when does the Most High speak in the New Testament, right? So we'll go to things like a voice from the heavens. But then they'll say, well, that's not identified as something. And we ask, well, who else is speaking from the heavens? Right? Helicopters, planes, and shit didn't exist. There ain't no helicopter sitting in the cloud with a microphone during this time speaking from the heavens. Ain't no other gods real. So the only real God, right, is speaking from the heavens. So it's a clear indication. Then if you go even further than that, then what was the understanding of the writers, Matthew or John the Revelator, when they said this? What was they understanding? Were they saying God? Who did they look up to as God? Who did they think God was that was in the heavens during this time? Right? Because we go to Revelations and it clearly speaks about one sitting on the throne, which I'll see if I could get that one too. But this is Revelations 18, so let's prove that, but let's hear what he says first.
Does the Bible say? Matthew 3 and 17, it says, and lo, a voice from heaven. It doesn't say the Father spoke. It doesn't say God spoke. It doesn't say an angel spoke. It doesn't say anybody spoke. It just says a voice from heaven. And that's the problem, that you're acting like this does like this.
So right there, he said it don't say anybody spoke. It don't says God spoke. So that seems like to me, I'm going to say just seems like to me, that okay, if it does say that God spoke, then you accept it, right? So let's get the context. Now that's Matthew 3, but let's start with Revelations 18, since it also speaks in the same way. Now watch this cut. This is Revelations 18. Let's get the context. So Revelations 18 itself could give us the context and describe to us who is speaking. Verse 1, and after these things I saw another angel come down from heaven. So the only angels in the heavens belong to Yahweh. The only angels that's coming down from the heavens belongs to Yahweh. That's what we believe. Ain't no other angels roaming around in the heavens that is not under the power of Yahweh, are being sent by Yahweh, right? Because it came down from the heaven, having great power, and the earth was lightened with his glory. Ain't no angel gonna come down and light the earth with great glory and power if they ain't get to say so from Yahweh. That's a fact. And he cried with a mighty strong voice. So there's an example of a voice coming down from heaven, but an angel actually is coming down from the heavens, and he's crying with a mighty strong voice, right? Saying, Babylon the Great is fallen and became habitation of the devil. Who's going to take down Babylon the Great? Yahweh, right? So this is all giving you context of who this is pointing to. Yahweh, 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 right? And the hold of every foul spirit and cage of every unclean and hateful bird. Now watch this. For all nations have drunk of the wine of her fornication, and the kings of the earth had committed fornication with her, and the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of her deliciousness. And I heard another voice from heaven. So this ain't the same angel voice. Now, you could say that, I give you this, you could say that it's another angel speaking now. Or you could say that it's God speaking. I heard another voice from heaven. So now, he telling the truth about the first angel coming down and a voice coming from the heavens. But now he gonna start lying about the second voice. Like, come on, man, with the bullshit. And this is what I always say, and this goes back to the Jeremiah clip that he clipped of me. You still have to believe in what these men are saying. So the same way you believe that when Jeremiah say Yahweh said something, you still have to believe, because you was not there to confirm that Yahweh said that to Jeremiah. So you still have to believe in what Jeremiah is saying. Not saying that I don't, but you still have to believe in what Jeremiah is saying, which is no different than the New Testament authors. You still have to believe in what they're saying. And he making it seem like it's different when it comes to the Old Testament. No, you still have to believe what those authors, Jeremiah, Isaiah, you still have to believe in the things that they recorded. Because you can't prove that it came directly from Yahweh. All you can say is, I believe Jeremiah when he says it. I agree with you. I do too. Right, now let's keep going. So, and I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people, that ye be not. So, this is how I break down. This is how it works. Who is my people that he's talking about right here? Well, my people is Israel. Who do Israel belong to? Yahweh. So who is the voice? Yahweh. Did you see how it's like, you could call it assertion or whatever you want to. I would call it discernment. Righteous spiritual discernment. It don't look, they don't have to. John the Revelator didn't have to record Yahweh's name. He could just say God. And he said, obviously it seems like he'll accept it if it says God, so let's keep going. Right? That ye be not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive not her plagues. So all these clues. For her sins have reached into heaven. And who's in the heavens? And God has remembered her iniquities. So her sins reached into heaven, right? And God has remembered her iniquities. Who's God? So I would ask Benz from GOZ, I'll say, who's God? He would say Yahweh. So clearly, this is Yahweh speaking from heavens. But if you want to go, I can allow you to say, well, it's an angel in his stead speaking for him. But that's still Yahweh speaking. Whether he sends an angel to do it for him. But I mean, I just don't see how easy and more clear this get. It says God has, and her sins have reached the heaven. So a voice is coming from heaven saying that her sins have reached into heaven and that God. So I can't go and make an assumption that it's anybody else other than God, because it said that voice came from heaven, and the voice is saying that her sins reached heaven and God has remembered her iniquities. And going along with verse 1, talking about an angel coming down from heaven with a loud voice, with a strong voice. And the fact that verse 4 says, come out of her, my people. And the people is Israel, and Israel belongs to Yahweh. So it clearly is saying that voice is coming from Yahweh, whether it's coming directly from him or by the way of an angel. That's in Revelations. John the Revelator. So with Matthew 3, which is also New Testament, it gives you the same terminology of voice from heaven. That voice from heaven is Yahweh. So for me, that kills the argument for me. But you know, you gotta work out your own salvation, and you gotta be convinced yourself. Now hold that right there. Now right here, this is Revelations chapter 5. Like I said, you must still believe in, you have to believe in the authors. That's included New Testament. You know what I mean? When Moses came down, the people had to believe in Moses, but the thing that they had during that time is that they actually seen the mountain, which we would say a chariot descending on the mountain. You see what I'm saying? But when Moses come down and he say, okay, well, God said that if a man commits adultery, right, then he should be put to death. They have to put their belief in Moses. So you still got to believe in the authors, and you still got to believe in the men. Now, anybody could say, well, I just don't believe it. And people do this, like the Egyptians. They'll come and Kemet guys, and they'll say, well, they don't believe in the Old Testament. Or Billy Carson will say, well, who is Jeremiah? I don't have to believe in him. You see what I'm saying? You still got to believe in the authors. Now, let's go. Revelations 5. So, I choose to believe in John the Revelator. You could choose not to believe him. The reason why I choose to believe in Jeremiah is because we either blood descendants, well, we will be blood family with him. So you're going to believe in your family members, right? He's an Israelite, we're an Israelite. We have a blood connection, so we believe in him, and we believe in him to be a righteous man. And those prophecies line up with the rest of the Bible. That's the reason why we believe him. So it's the same thing with John the Revelator. We believe him because those prophecies line up with the rest of the Bible, and he's one of us. He's an Israelite. So we choose to believe him. But you still gotta, and a lot of people don't understand that about the Bible. Now let's keep going. Revelation 5 verse 1. And I saw in the right hand of him that sat on the throne. Who sits on the throne? Yahweh. Do it have to say, and I saw Yahweh sitting on the throne? No, it don't have to say that. Anybody could write in, I seen, when they writing up text, right? I seen Yahweh writing on the throne. Or they could choose to say, I seen God writing on the throne. So just because it don't say Yahweh don't mean that it's not talking, or the author of this book don't have the understanding that it's Yahweh. Those are semantics and games. He's clearly talking about God. There's only Yahweh, the Most High God. That's the only one sitting on the throne. So us as readers, we can have that discernment to say he's talking about Yahweh, right? In the on the throne, in the book written within, on the backside, sealed with the 7 seals. And I saw a strong angel proclaiming with a loud voice, who is worthy to open the book and to loose the seals thereof? And no man in heaven, nor on earth, neither under the earth, was able to open the book, neither to look thereon. And I wept much, because no man was found worthy to open the book and read the book, neither to look thereon. And one of the elders saying to me, weep not. Behold, the Lion of the tribe of Judah, the root of David, has prevailed to open the book and loose the seals and loose the 7 seals thereof. And the reason why I read that verse is showing you Yahweh Shai, the Lion of the root of David, the Lion of Judah, right? That's not who is there. That's not who's being talked about when it's talking about in verse 1, him that's sitting on the throne. It's talking about on the right hand, who was worthy enough to come and take the book out of the hand of the one that was sitting on the throne. So that's not talking about Yahweh Shai. He was worthy enough to come to the right hand. So who's sitting on the throne? Yahweh. So this is Yahweh being mentioned in the New Testament. So, I mean, that's what verses like that is what is the reason why I still believe in the New Testament. You know? So I believe that's a cut. With that, I'm going to say salvation to the elect. Shalom.